SPAC is the new black. Special purpose acquisition companies are red hot right now, and they're backed by some serious star power. Let's get to Leslie Picker with the latest big name to enter the game. Leslie.
Melissa, just when you thought who else is left to do a SPAC, well, another one hits. This time it's Gary Cohn teaming up with notable investor Robbins. Now, Robbins SPAC had actually already been on file as CSR Acquisition Corp from July 31st. Then yesterday, the filing was amended with a new name, Cohn Robbins Holding Corp, and a new face, Gary Cohn, who will serve alongside Robbins as co-chairman of that SPAC. Now, they join a slew of other famous financiers who have launched SPACs recently. They include Bill Ackman, Chamath Palihapitiya, Jeff Smith, and Barry Sternlicht. Billy Beane and former House Speaker Paul Ryan have also launched SPACs recently. Now, this year, 79 SPACs have been filed with gross proceeds of $32 billion. That's up 136% from the $13.6 billion raised in all of last year. And it's only August, Melissa.
All right, Leslie, thank you. Leslie Picker. I thought it was interesting that Credit Suisse is a sole book runner on Gary Cohn's SPAC, but that was just me. Karen, in terms of this, it used to be sort of a shady backwater of finance, a backdoor way of going public. And here we are with some very famous people, very famous investors, legends perhaps, going into the space.
Right. It's still sort of a backdoor to an IPO, but that's what makes it appealing to the target companies. So this is a pool of money that investors believe that whoever the sponsor is, let's say Gary Cohn, can find something, and Cliff Robbins can find something in their area of expertise, a company to essentially bring public through a backdoor. And for the investor, they have a free look at that deal. So if you buy the shares on the offering, you have a look at whether or not you like that deal. If you don't like it, you can sell your shares back to the company. Now, most of these deals get approved, and that's certainly the expectation for the sponsors who put up real money, but they do get a very nice cut of the pro forma going concern. I think it's a really interesting mechanism. What to me is sort of crazy is how some of these SPACs have just traded at valuations that are insane once they find something, or even before they do. So for SPAC investors, if you can buy a SPAC share at the original offering price, and wait to see what the deal is, you really don't have a lot of downside. So it's interesting, but the deluge of SPAC offerings, does sort of sometimes send a sign of the top, but each deal is specific to its own. I think it's interesting.
Yeah. Tim?
I've mentioned when this topic has come up that it is a sign of frothiness in markets, and SPACs were not an asset class that really had a lot of depth to them. But I'll go the other way on this, too. I will say, Karen alluded to this, if you're one of the M&A targets, this is a new way of doing M&A. And if you're a seller, if you're a company that's being acquired, it's a chance to get liquidity right then and there, and also have a stake and carry on in the new entity. It also means that there's the preponderance, the dominance, the increased liquidity in SPACs means you also have a case where the terms are getting better for the target companies. So right now, this is actually an environment as an investor in SPACs and as a company. SPACs are your friend, and I think there's competition among SPACs, and this is not going to end. This is going to continue as long as there's liquidity, and it could be a very good thing.